Hey there, people. I've been going through the past couple of days just thinking things over, um, and a lot of major topics have kind of kept on recurring and springing to mind. So today I'm going to post a video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but basically it's just going to be me talking about all the stuff that's really kind of affecting me lately. Now the reason for this is because I basically need to vent. And it's not all bad, it's not all negative, hopefully there's going to be quite a few good points in there and stuff, but I don't think people understand how stupid they can seriously be. And in all honesty, I'm getting pretty sick and tired of people being fucking retarded. Everywhere I look lately, there seems to be somebody doing something stupid. And if they're not doing something stupid, they're at least contemplating doing something stupid. And it is so fucking annoying. Now, I'm going to take one friend in particular. Some of you might know who he is. Some of you might even be him. But I have a friend. And this friend is addicted to weed. As much as he will deny it, and he will say, no, it's not that bad, come on, I only buy blah blah blah. He is fucking addicted. And it is winding me up. Because his life is pretty much being flushed away. Because he's got debts up to his eyeballs, he owes people money, he owes dealers money, he owes me money. I mean, I think he owes me about 40 quid now, I think. Because every now and again it's like, yeah, okay, here, have a tenner. Tied him over. But it's got to a stage now where he's literally phoning everybody he knows just to try and get 5 quid here, 10 quid there to get himself some weed. Now, if he is listening to this, you're being fucking stupid. I mean, you've got debts. Pay off your debts. You need food more than you need weed. We've been through this before. Me and another friend went over to go see him and to try and say, look, we're just concerned about you. You're spending a hell of a lot of money on weed, and in all honesty, you need to sort yourself out before you start buying weed. I'm not going to stop you buying weed, don't get me wrong. I've smoked it. I've kind of slowed down and I'm trying to quit, completely. But, I'm not telling him to quit. I'm just saying, try and put your priorities right first. You need food. You need gas, you need electricity, you need to pay your bills so you don't lose your property. And it's not me having a go at him, it's just me simply saying, look, we're concerned, we're worried about you, we want to help you, but you need to help yourself at the same fucking time. Now, we had this talk with him probably about 2 weeks ago, I guess. And he's still fucking doing it. Only yesterday did he phone me up and then phone his brother up and phone every other fucker he could think of just to try and get some weed. And it's fucking ridiculous because then he's owing other people money and he doesn't seem fussed about it. So, this is just me simply saying, you're being fucking stupid. So, yeah, like I said, this is pretty much me ranting about shit. I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect. I mean, I think I've got to the stage in life now where things are pissing me off so much that I could care less about my actions and more about how the fuck I feel. I sit there and I see something, and rather than just staying quiet because I know that's the best thing to do, I'll speak my mind because I'm fucking fed up with it. That's one of the reasons I'm making this video. Well, audio video. I'm not going to put my webcam on because it's fucking 5:30 in the morning and I only woke up about an hour and a half ago with that. Now, another thing that's really pissing me off is the fact that people can be so fucking ignorant Now, this doesn't just go for one person in particular, this goes for pretty much everyone. I am so fucking honest with people and so blunt that it's probably not good for me, you know. I'll say things as I see them, and the reason I do that is because I don't see the reason of doing it any other way. If I think somebody's being stupid, I fucking tell them, you're being stupid. If I agree with what somebody's doing and somebody else is disagreeing, well then I'll turn around and say, no, they've got the right idea, leave them to it. Or if I just can't be fucking asked to get involved, I'll say, oh, I'm not getting involved, I can't be fucking asked. But it doesn't just go for things like that, it goes for fucking everything. If I turn around and I say, I'll do something, I fucking do it. You know? One of the things that I always told my ex Chloe was, I never break my promises. And even to this day, she'll still turn around and say that's true. You know, I could turn around to her and say, I'll meet you in town. And she'll look at me and say, you don't have to. And I say, I promise. And at that point, you'd see a smile go on her face because she knows full well that I meant it. I don't say things unless I mean them. And I think a lot of people don't seem to fucking understand. I'm not like every other cunt out there that'll say things just to please people. You know? If I don't like a certain band, I don't like the fucking band. If I do like the band, I'll say I like the band. And if you don't fucking like it, tough shit. You know, we all have our own fucking mind, our own freedom of speech. But most people are too fucking scared to use it. You know, for instance, you have somebody, they want to do something, they want to go to Alton Towers, but their mum and dad don't want them to. But they're old enough to go if they want to go. So fucking go. If that's what makes you happy and you want to go Alton Towers, go fucking Alton Towers. If you got the money, if you've got transport, if you've got it all sorted and you're not going on your own because that would be fucking boring, then fucking go. Don't worry about what your mum and dad are going to say. You're old enough to make your own fucking decisions. You know? And if you want to, I don't know, go out into the middle of town at like 3 o'clock at night, or 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, but people are saying, oh no, don't be stupid, you'll just get a cold. Fucking, if you want to do it, do it. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. You should do what makes you fucking happy. Not panic about what other people think. Who cares if somebody disagrees with you? They're allowed to have their own personal opinion, just as you are. The only thing is, one of you is going to buckle, and one of you is going to agree with the other person just because you feel you have to. And that's fucking stupid. Simple as that is fucking stupid. Everybody at the moment is so wrapped up and worried about what other people think that nobody is actually their true self. Now, just by me saying that small fucking sentence there, I bet there's so many people out there that can relate. There's so many people out there that are worried to be their true self, and they act differently. This is not aimed at anyone in particular. I swear down, this is not aimed at anyone in particular. But there are people out there, and you know exactly who you are, that are worried about being yourself because you're worried that people won't like it. Oh yeah, I like that band, when actually you fucking don't. Oh yeah, I want to go do that. No, you don't. You want to sit in and you want to do fuck all, but you don't want to look like you're lazy in front of them, so therefore you say, yeah, okay, I'll come out with you. Yeah, okay, I'll wander around town, go and clothes shopping with you, even though I'm a guy and I'd rather be going into all the gadget shops. If you don't want to do it, don't fucking do it. I mean, I've turned around and I've said, yeah, I'll go around all the clothes shops with you. With Chloe, I turned around and I said, you know, I'll go around all the clothes shops with you. I don't mind. And the reason was, I didn't mind because I enjoyed the company. You know, I enjoyed getting to know her better and seeing what she liked and stuff. That's why I didn't mind going around the clothes shops. But if it was any other person, like my friend Emily, for instance, and she says, oh, do you want to go around the clothes shops? Yeah, I just need to pick up some stuff. I'd be like, oh, for fuck's sake. Because I don't want to go around the clothes shops. The only reason I go around the clothes shops is because I wanted to get to know Chloe a bit better. So, fucking speak your mind, people. Stop being so fucking scared of what other people think. I can understand it's fucking scary, you know? You don't want somebody who really likes you, like your best friend, to turn around and say, oh, well, that was fucking stupid, or, you like that band? How could you like that? Like, who cares? Fucking grow a backbone. Speak your mind for once. I speak my mind every fucking day. And loads of people hate me for it. But I'm prepared to negotiate, you know. I can turn around to somebody and say, you know what? I like this band. Oh, you like that band? That band's horrible. Oh, I like it. Why? What bands do you like? Oh, well, I like blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, have you heard of such and such? They're kind of in between. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, well, I like it too. You bang that on. There you go. Job done. You know, people are just so self-centered and ridiculous that they want to be liked by everyone. You can't please everyone. I don't understand why people try. You can't make all your friends happy, as well as your family, and as well as your loved ones, and as well as strangers that you meet for the first time. It's just not possible. And like I say, this isn't aimed at anyone in particular. I know there's a few people out there listening to this saying, Jay, stop talking about me. I'm not. I could name off at least 7 people right now that this would relate to, which is why I'm saying this is not aimed at anyone in particular. This is a general consensus of you're all being fucking stupid, stop worrying about what people think, and live your life. Enjoy yourself. Over the past couple of weeks, while my head has been spinning and going crazy over the many different things that have been going through my head, the stress, the upset, the unknowingness, the concern about where life's going to take me, my mind has been going absolutely crazy. But I thought, you know what? The only thing I can do is just be honest with myself, because that's the only way I'm going to end up actually being happy. And don't get me wrong, I've said some really fucking stupid things, but they weren't lies. You know, I've told my friends how much they mean to me, and some of them more than others, and they know this. You know, some of them, I've turned around and I've said, you know, I would do fucking anything for you. You're an absolutely wonderful person. If you need anything, just give me a shout. You know? And they might not believe that, but every word I've ever said has always been true. I don't see the point in saying it otherwise. You know? I mean, there is a wonderful woman out there that I absolutely love. I'm not scared to say it. I love her to bits. I think she's absolutely wonderful. She's probably one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. Completely shocks me and blows me out of the water. I look at her and I go, wow, you know what? You are fantastic. You are like one of the most amazing things to ever happen in this entire planet, because you're out fucking standing. And don't let anybody ever change you. You know, I think you're wonderful, and if everybody else doesn't, tough shit. At least there's somebody out there that thinks you are. You know? And she doesn't want a relationship. That's fine. I'm cool with that, you know. As much as they probably don't believe me, the fact of the matter is, I couldn't give a shit. The only thing that I really want is for that person to be in my life in some way, because they're just fucking cool. You know? I mean, I don't have to wake up every day and see them. Don't get me wrong, that would be fucking amazing, but I don't have to have that. It's just the company of that person that makes things worthwhile, you know? So they sit there and they worry. They're all like, oh, but I don't want a relationship. I don't want you getting the wrong idea, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there just going, chill. I understand that. And I'm not saying that is what we have to have. I'm just saying that is something that possibly one day I would like. I'm just leaving you to do your own thing. In the meantime, I'd just like to hang out with you because you're pretty fucking awesome. You know? I think it's a bit hypocritical of me saying this, but people overthink things. I mean, I overthink things to the point where it drives me absolutely fucking crazy. And sometimes I can get stuck in an infinite loop where I'm constantly thinking the same thing over and over and over again, and I can't find the solution and I can't find an answer, but I'll carry on thinking about it because you never know. Something might happen that changes that loop, something spontaneous that somebody else does may cause me to then see something different. So that's why I constantly overthink things. And 9 times out of 10, when I overthink things, I tend to get to this point where I get an understanding of the situation, and then without me having to think about things, I just know. It's like I'll think about something over and over and over again to a point where I know it's a dead end, and I'll get wound up by that, and I'll get annoyed that I can't find a solution. But then somebody will do something, and then it'll automatically kick in, oh, now they've done that, there is a solution. I don't even have to go back and think about it. I know there's now a solution because I've been thinking, the only thing that would possibly do it is if somebody did this, but that's probably not going to happen. And then I know, oh, it has happened. So I overthink things to the point where I pretty much understand most of the stuff that's going on, which is why I say, Tony, you're being fucking stupid, or whatever, there are people out there, you're being fucking stupid, and I know this because I can see all the different possible outcomes. I mean, I'm no fucking god or genius, but because I overthink things, I can see pretty much every single outcome that there is, and then I see all the ones that you're pretty much choosing, and I'm thinking, you could be choosing so many better ones, and sure, yeah, you're just trying to enjoy yourself, but I don't think you realise that it's going to mess you over in the long run. Now, when I say people overthink things, I don't mean it the way that I do. I mean, I overthink things for solutions. I try to look at everything from every possible angle so that I can understand what's going on and maybe not misinterpret things. I mean, I do misinterpret things, but that's only because I haven't got enough information, I'll sit there and I'll ask somebody something, and I'll then try and reassure it. I'll be like, are you sure? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know whether that is a fact or not. But people, when they overthink things, they think too deeply into one thing. And that winds me up. I go over and I tell my friend, you're smoking too much weed. He automatically jumps on the defensive and he's like, oh, it's my life, I can live the way I want. Yeah, you can. The only reason I came over is because I'm concerned and I'm trying to help you. You've been a fantastic friend to me throughout my entire time that I've known you. And I'm just trying to return the favour and try and help you have that bit of money spare so you can get some extra food or clothes or sort your rent out so you don't lose your property. I'm not doing it because I'm being a cunt. I'm not doing it because I'm telling you what to do. I'm saying, hey, look, I don't think you've seen this option. Maybe you have. But I'm just giving you my little bit of input. You can follow it if you want, or if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just trying to be there for you. But rather than them realising that that's all I'm saying, they jump to the conclusion of, oh, they're telling me how I should live my life. No, I'm not. I'm saying I don't think you've realised this. There is another option. I'm just throwing it out there and it's up to you whether you want to do that or not. Now, I don't know how long I've been rambling for, but you can pretty much see that I'm getting quite annoyed at people these days. They're always jumping to conclusions, and then they're overthinking them conclusions without actually realising what's going on. And it's ridiculous. Do people not try to see things from other angles? Because it honestly seems like I will say something and somebody will take that so personally and so one way, like this is what they've said. Yeah, I am truthful in what I say, but it doesn't mean that I am forcing things upon you. I mean, I don't really want to celebrate Christmas this year. I'm not in the mood for a start. I'm pretty fucking pissed off at everyone and everything. And that's only because of all the stress and shit that I've been put through over the past couple of weeks, couple of months. Fuck it, past year, I guess. The amount of shit that I've had over this year. But there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just dealing with it. But it's kind of put me in this mood where I can't be asked to celebrate Christmas. It doesn't feel like Christmas at all. Maybe you could call me a Grinch. I don't care. You know, Christmas is meant to be one of them happy times that you spend with family and stuff, but my family is so fucked up at this precise moment in time. And I don't mean that as an insult towards my family, because my family is wonderful. What I'm saying is, the scenario that I'm in is not a happy family jolly thing. You know? My mum and dad aren't together. I'm not living with them or even close to them. There isn't a kind of full-on bond with anyone. So at this precise moment in time, I have about 4 or 5 offers to go round people's to celebrate Christmas. And I'm sitting there thinking, if I choose any one of these, the other ones are going to feel left out, neglected. And in all honesty, I know exactly what will happen if I go see any of them. Which is, you'll feel forced to celebrate Christmas when I don't actually feel it, and I wouldn't want to bring people down. So, I'm thinking of taking up the one offer of going around my friend's house and just the 3 of us having drinks and just getting smashed out of our face. Because, to me, that feels more fun to celebrate Christmas that way than to sit there and unwrap presents and eat a massive fucking Christmas dinner that I won't have the stomach for. I'm not being ungrateful. I do recognise the fact that people want me there as a family, and they do, you know, want me to join in, and I understand that, you know, the whole wanting to be wanted and stuff, you know. But this isn't a personal insult by me not turning up. The whole fact is, I'll feel more negative being with family this year because of the mood I'm in and because of the whole scenario of everything. I would rather chill out and not have to worry about it and spend time with friends. So, I mean, whether a New Year party happens as well, I have no idea. I'm hoping so, because I have one every year. It's the one thing that I make sure I definitely have every year, is the New Year party to start the new year fresh. And when I celebrate it, I try and celebrate it with everyone that I want to spend the next year with. And 9 times out of 10, that ends up being the usual group, and generally Tony and that. Or if Tony's not there, then I'll see him some other time. But this year, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, there is someone I'd like to spend New Year with, but whether or not it happens or not, it's not my choice. I mean, like I say, people overthink things, so I mean, you're probably listening to this and overthinking it anyway, so probably thinking, oh, why is he so miserable? What a Grinch, blah, blah, blah. It's not. I'm just expressing my views like I should be allowed to. How I wish people would just be a little bit more understanding, a little bit more open. You know? I mean, I went into work and I said to them, look, I've been given a 2-week sick note and I can't turn up to work because it's just not healthy for me. The amount of stress and shit that I get under while I'm there, you know, even my counsellor has turned around and said, look, I need you to stay away from work, not to contact them, not to let them contact you, let them know that, because it is not healthy for you. You know, she wants me to stay away from it until I get everything sorted, which makes fucking sense. And then I find out that there's people at work bitching about it, and I'm like, okay, I understand that you're pissed off that I'm not at work, because now there's a bit more stress on you, because there's less people doing the shift. But what you need to understand is that this isn't exactly something that I want. You know, to sit at home pretty much every day bored out my skull is not something I want. It's something I need. because I need to get all this stuff under control. I'm going to be going for like a shit ton of tests over the next God knows how long to try and find out what the fuck is wrong with me. And that makes me sound really bad. And again, you might overread into it, oh, he's some kind of weird psycho or whatever. No. The whole fact is, I struggle to control my temper because I overthink things, and then I realise how fucking stupid people are being and how annoying and frustrating it can get, and I just get wound up. But because I'm not one of these people that takes my frustration out on people, I'll just bottle it up, and then it'll build up and build up. But then there's other things like my whole social disorders and stuff. I mean, a lot of you would say, oh, Jay's fine, but no. I mean, no. I am probably one of the weirdest minded people out there. I mean, I don't fully know how to describe how I am. I've tried many a times, and it doesn't really make any sense to me whatsoever. I mean, I've been watching over the past couple of weeks Malcolm in the Middle because I need something to distract myself, and I remember watching it as a kid and it was absolutely brilliant. And it's kind of amusing because I sit there and I look at the entire family, and you try and imagine that entire family crammed inside one person's head. And that's pretty much how I am. I mean, I have the cute side from Dewey that can act all cute and childlike, and you know, it's just, it's a silly thing, but it's there, you know. I can be quite cute and innocent, and you know. And then I have the overly smart side from Malcolm, where I can overthink things, I can code, and I can fucking, you know, my brain just works overtime at thinking about stuff. Then I have the aggressive side of like Reese and Malcolm's mum, where shouting and roaring and blazing and going absolutely fucking mad. That generally all stays inside my head though, and I end up shouting and screaming on the inside rather than letting it actually out. And then I have all the weird shit that goes on with the dad, where he doesn't quite understand things and gets stressed and overly frustrated at things and doesn't quite know how to understand or control the whole situations. And Francis, which is the complete rebel to everything, and he just wants to break loose and enjoy himself. You know, I have pretty much an entire fucking family running around inside my head, and there's no way to control any of it. I just deal with it. You know? Maybe it is because I overthink things, that I see things in so many different angles and perspectives that I can't choose a single one. I see so many opportunities that I'm like, well, you should do this because this makes you happy, but you should do this because this makes other people happy, but then you should do this because this is the right thing to do, and you shouldn't do this because, well, that's just fucking stupid. You know, and my brain then goes, well, what the fuck should I choose? And it ends up coming out with shit 9 times out of 10. But I guess the whole reason for this little audio video thing is simply to say that lately I've been thinking a hell of a lot, and I think people overthink things in the wrong way. I mean, there's no need for it. I don't judge you lot, you know. I sit there and I perceive things, you know. I look at you and I go, okay, they did that, I wouldn't have done that. But then I also, like I say, I look at things from different perspectives and I say, I can see why they did that though. You know, I never judge people and say what you did is wrong. I'll always say, what you did I would have done differently. Like I say, the whole weed thing, I can understand why he's doing it. To de-stress, to relax, for something to do, so he's not feeling like life is so boring because you're high. I understand it, you know. I've smoked weed too. I'm just saying that in that position, that wouldn't be what I was doing. I'd be trying to pay off my bills so that I wouldn't have so much stress. So then I could enjoy the weed a little bit more because I'm not worrying about money issues and stuff. You know? I don't judge you guys. I just I see why you do it, and I think personally that I would make a different choice. But then I understand why you did it, so it's silly. I mean, I've kind of contradicted myself already. I've said you guys are fucking stupid, and then I also turn around and say I can see why you did it. But I think it kind of speaks for itself, you know. I can see why you guys do it, but because it's not the thing that I would do, I kind of see it as stupid. Maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe that's not the right way of thinking. But at the end of the day, because it's not what I would do, and you would do something different, you can't help but feel that it was a stupid move. I mean, you guys probably look at me and you go, oh, I wouldn't have done that, that's stupid. You know, it's the same thing. Except most of you guys out there, I'm not saying all of you, but I'm saying a lot of you guys out there just see things from one perspective, which is your own fucking perspective. Every now and again having a little bit of empathy for the people that matter close to you, but not having empathy for everyone. You know, I mean, I was in town with Tony and Zach. This was the same day that I went into town and I met Jess and Lewis. And on the way back, we ended up running into a homeless guy. And rather than just ignoring him, we stood there for at least half hour or so just chatting to the random homeless guy. Because, you know, what was it to us? It's not going to affect us much by standing there listening, and it's going to make his fucking day. A lot of you would just walk past this guy and do nothing, but he turned out to be a pretty sound guy, you know? Tried teaching us some magic tricks and shit, and tried telling us about his life, and nobody wants to listen to somebody's life story, but just by standing there and listening for 10, 15 minutes or so, it allowed him to rant, and it allowed him to feel acknowledged, you know? And it's things like that people don't seem to realise. I mean, I saw a homeless guy. I walked into town. I was pissed off one night. I walked all the way into town, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. And I ended up going to this garage to get myself some fags. And when I got there was a homeless guy, and he asked me if he could have a fag. And I went, yeah, sure. You know, I hadn't even had one myself. I'd literally just bought the packet. And then I got one out and I gave it to him, and I lit it. My hands were fucking freezing, and I still managed to somehow use the lighter to light his fag. And the only reason I did that is because I actually give a shit about people, you know? As much as I call you lot out there pretty fucking stupid for some of the things that you do, I still fucking care about you lot. And I think that's one of my downfalls, is that I'm too focused on everyone else and I don't give a shit about myself. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. It's now 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm guessing some people are going to start waking up. And if they don't, well then I'm going to start playing some games or something. I've recently installed Final Fantasy VII with a high definition texture pack onto my PC, and I was thinking of doing a let's play of that. But then I've also started up a Minecraft server, so I'm thinking of patching that up a little bit more so that everyone can join that, because I've been saying I was going to do that for fucking ages. Then again, I've also got a shit ton of mini games that I downloaded for like £4, I think it was, from the Humble Bundle, and I was meant to do let's plays of them as well, but I haven't actually started that either. And I've also got a shit ton of music to clean up, because my music collection is ridiculously huge, as you can see here. And I use this program called Tune Up Media. No, that's not it. Tune Up Companion, right? And Tune Up Companion, basically you drag and drop shit in there, and it will scan for all the artists and this, that, the other. And I have 5,000 songs with missing stuff. So basically, I need to clean up all my music, because my OCD tells me that my OCD tells me that if it doesn't have the cover art, or if it doesn't have everything correctly tagged, or if it's missing a track, or whatever, then I need to patch it and fix it. So as you can see, this one's missing a track, so I won't save it, and I'll look for the missing track, track 12, and then I'll clean it up. So I'll probably end up doing that, to be fair. I'll do that for a bit until I get bored, and then, yeah, well, it's scanning some anyway for me. Hopefully you guys aren't, like, fed up with me. Like I say, I only speak the truth. That's all I ever have done. You know, I only see the point in speaking the truth. I don't see the point in tiptoeing around things. If you've listened this long, then I'm going to be pretty fucking surprised, to be fair. But thank you. And, yeah. I'll see you later, guys.